Hey guys, welcome to my Viper guide for Ascent. This is going to be covering a lot of poison orb lineups for smokes as well as snakebite lineups for post plant. With the changes to Viper in 2.06, she really excels at post plant. She did previously, but now with the change to decay, she's insane. So this video is going to be covering all the lineups that I personally use, some of them more commonly than others. I'll let you guys know when situations are best to use them. But yeah, let's hop into it by starting out with Ascent. So this is going to be a poison orb lineup for Heaven of Ascent. So what you want to do is you want to come to this motorcycle and you are going to jump onto this crate in front of you. So just come up here. You may have to crouch as you get used to it. You can do a full jump, but a lot of times it's easier if you crouch when you do it. You're going to wedge yourself between this barrel and this crate as close as you can. And you're going to pull out your poison orb. And what you're going to do is you're going to look right up here at the peak of where this little white shatter in the sky is. You want to put your crosshair right at the tip of it, and then you're going to jump and throw. And what you want to do is you want to throw right at the top of your jump. So jump, throw, and this is going to land right up on Heaven. And I will show you guys how it looks from the side. And this is going to cover the entirety. They can't get an angle to peek, and they're going to have to push this if they want to actually get out onto site, which is going to give them that new minus 50 decay right away, if not more. So this next one is going to be covering tree. Normally you can get this with wall, but let's say that you used your wall on B site and then you guys called for a rotate. This smoke is going to land right about here. And the main reason that I wanted it on the inside of the door is so that you're able to see the actual toggle for the switch without having to worry about someone hiding in the smoke. So this lineup, you're going to come over here to this storm drain, line yourself up right in the middle, and we're going to be using a HUD lineup for this. So when you pull out your poison orb, one second, let me pull that back real quick. So when you pull out your poison orb, it's going to bring up this overhand and underhand toss menu. I'll zoom in so you guys can see it. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to use the T of this to line up with this middle shatter, and then you're just going to do a regular overhand toss. This is going to have it land, like I said, right inside this doorway, and then when you pop it, you still have access to this door without you actually having to enter the smoke yourself. So yeah, this is a good one. You can line it up a little bit further out to the right if you'd like. It's just I personally prefer it on the outside of the door. All right, so this smoke is going to be for generator. This is a pretty common area now where people plant, and it suits Viper extremely well. There's so many lineups to get snake bites there, but I'm going to show you how to get your poison orb there in case you didn't actually push in with your team for any reason, or you're just playing back of for flank or whatever. So what you want to do is you want to come over to our good friend the motorcycle, and if you look up here on this building, there's an antenna. So what you're going to do, wedge yourself right up next to this motorcycle. You see the corner of the antenna that sticks out. You want to take your smoke and you're going to put your crosshair right between the antenna and this storm drain. So right here in this little gap, and just a regular toss. This is going to have your smoke land right in the corner here, and when it pops it, it'll cover the entirety of bomb and give them that nice 50 decay and set you up perfectly for snake bites later on. Alright, so this next smoke is going to be for tree room. If you are on defending side and you know that they've been pushing Catwalk a lot, this is a good one way to use. So first you want to come over here and you're going to line up with this door frame here. Just look right at it. You're then going to line up your crosshair with this little piece right here at the bottom of the lantern. And you're going to jump and right click, which will do an underhand toss. So jump, right click, and your smoke is going to land right on top there, as you can see, behind the little lantern itself. And then when you pop it, you will have a one-way for cat that you can shoot people. And if you come over here, you can see what they're able to see is literally nothing. So yeah, this is a really good smoke. And I think you can actually grab it back. Not that it really matters anymore with the changes. Yeah, you can. Okay, so this next one that I'm going to show you is one that I would put pretty low on the priority list, but I want you guys to know it exists in case you ever want to use it as a mix-up. So it's going to be a one-way for when people are peeking a main and you're playing Heaven. So at the start of the round, you want to come into this corner. You're going to line yourself in as much as possible. And on this archway, it's made out of different bricks, and you're going to see these gray lines that separate the bricks. You want to put your crosshair just slightly above the gray brick, and then you're going to do a regular toss. And it is going to land right there on the edge of this little like air conditioner. So the way the smoke works is when it pops and you're playing up here, you are going to be able to see people, obviously, as they push into right about here is where they're no longer going to be able, or when they'll be able to see you. So let me show you guys how the smoke looks from their side. So when you're playing in heaven, you are completely invisible to them until all the way out here. Then they'll be able to get a peek on you. So like I said, it's super situational. I think there's better places that you can put a one-way, but I wanted you to at least know that this exists. So I think that covers most of the smokes for a site, but let's move on to the snake bites. These are extremely good for slowing down people trying to defuse, buying time, and even getting kills if you play it right using your poison orb. So the first one I'm going to show you is for double box plant. So a lot of times people will plant here. On your entry, you can set up your poison orb, or you can just peek in, throw it here, have it set, and then you want to get out of sight. This is going to be your home a lot as Viper. There's a lot of lineups in this area, and it's relatively safe. So for double box, you just come over to these two Radianite, wedge yourself in the corner, and you want to line up your crosshair right with where this corner of this building meets by these potted plants, right here. And you just do a regular shot. I don't know why I say regular shot. It's literally the only kind of shot you can do. Bounces off the wall, hits the double box, and it's going to land perfectly right here. So it's going to cover pretty much anywhere that your team plants in this vicinity. And if you time that out with your poison orb, it's a really, really easy way to get some kills. Alright, so this next lineup is going to be for a generator plant, if they were to plant right here. And you are playing in Vineyard. A lot of people like to play this area, allows you to cover the flank well. And all you have to do for the lineup here is you just put yourself in this corner again. And this time for our HUD, we're going to be using your HP bar in the bottom left. I'll zoom in so you guys can see it. And you're just going to toss it right in the middle of the light bulb. And this will land right on the corner of generator. And it covers the whole area in which they would be using to defuse. Alright, so this next one is going to cover the same place in generator plant if you are playing from gelato or ice cream, whatever you want to call it. So you can just come over here to this crate with a pig on it. And we are going to be using the lineup of these, I guess they're storm, what are they called? Gutters. Rain gutters? That's the word. So this one has a really dark shadow on it before it starts jumping down into the regular ones. So what you want to do is find where that shadow meets and ends right here, and you're just going to go a little bit to the left of it so that you don't shoot the actual storm drain, and it should land perfectly right over here, and it'll cover the entirety of plant. Okay, and for our last lineup for generator, I know we have a ton of them, but like I said, it's a really common plant spot, so I want to make sure that you guys have options of where you can play. So if you're playing tree room on the diffuse, you would just back up into this corner. And this time on our HUD, we're going to be using the crosshair that shows on the far left of your bar. And you just want to put that right in the middle of these two shatters. So let me zoom in so you guys can see that right here. And just a regular shot. And it will land right off the generator and cover the entirety of the plant area. Alright, welcome to B site finally. Sorry, there's so many different things that you can show on A site. The first thing I'm going to cover is a smoke for CT that you are able to throw from the safety of this little B main area. So first of all, let's call back our smoke. Thank you, Riot, so much for adding that feature, by the way. And you are just going to push yourself into this wall. And all you want to do is throw right at this little knob that you see on this building. It doesn't have to be super accurate, to be honest. Just throw in that general direction. It's going to bounce off the wall and land right in the middle of CT, blocking this whole area off. So if they want to push, they're going to have to push deep through and take the decay to peek you guys. This smoke is going to be covering market. So similar to how we use this wall to line up for CT, we're going to use this wall to line up for market. What you want to do is you just want to get it so that these electrical boxes are inside of this window frame. And you just want to throw right at this bottom brown brick right here. Regular toss, and there you go. It's going to cover the entirety of market. If they push through to place stairs, you'll be able to catch them on the peak. Alright, this next one is going to be for if you're defending. You can set this up before the start of the round for a one-way. So you're going to be putting a orb on top of this lantern, similar to what we did on Catwalk. So you're going to come up to this rock right here where you see it makes a little triangle, has a little chip missing out of it. You don't have to be super accurate, but you want to be right around here. And then you are going to look at the bottom of the lantern, and you're going to do a jumping right click. And there you go. Gives you a nice one-way for B main that you can either play from here, you could play it from market, either way. And it's a much easier setup than some of the other ones that I've seen. Alright, so this poison is going to be for default plant on triple box. This one is pretty standard. You've probably seen it before, but what you want to do is sneak on out to ticket box, or ticket booth. I don't really know what this thing's called. You're going to come over to these crates, and we're going to be using the crosshair again on the HUD. In the bottom left, right here, you're going to line it up between these two windows, and just a regular shot, no jump needed, and it will send our good old snakebite right over the top onto default. Alright, so I think that covers everything for Ascent that I use on a regular basis. Like I said, these are all going to be used in situations where some are more common than other ones. Kind of just pick and choose the ones that you think are going to fit the playstyle that you use the most. The one thing I do want to point out, though, and I think this is really important for people that are learning new characters that have lineups, is lineups are useful, but do not sacrifice your teammates just for a clip of a lineup. There's times where, yes, I have a lineup that I could do by leaving site, but I'm more value to my team playing on site with them to make sure that we save guns and my team isn't in a 2v4 situation or something like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Let me know what map you would like to see me do next. I hope you guys enjoy Viper. She's a very, very cool character that I think deserves a bit more attention from players. But until next time, bye guys.